Okay. It is Sunday. Sorry for the late start. I was actually up like a little after 3. Well, I was awake a little after 3, but getting going took a hot minute there. So. And we've got planning that we're going to start doing today. So we're going to need our sketchbook that has animal fuzz on the edge of it, because of course it does. Alright, there is that concept piece. We're going to needle felt this guy soon. Yeah, we've got to adjust the camera here today. We can come in a little bit further. Okay. That looks pretty good. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be needle felting this guy soon. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be a live stream or a YouTube video, but we're going to work on that at some point. That was just a quick colored pencil fill-in for what we were thinking about doing. So, our gingerbread house project that I keep talking about. It's not a flat piece, so that's why we're doing things the way we are today. So we're gonna have a standing 3-dimensional gingerbread house, if I can pull this off. I have not pulled this off before. What the hell is flying in front of my camera? There's like a fruit fly in here, and I don't know how it got in here. I don't even see it now. I have my glasses off. I have something in my eye. So if I can pull this off, it's going to be like a 3-dimensional gingerbread house. We're going to have a Christmas tree also. And we might have some gingerbread people, if I can find my cookie cutter as a template, outside, standing in the snow. So we're going to need a base to sit all of that on, right? So I've got this piece of styrofoam. This is what I've been working on lately into the wee hours. It's just, I forget what size it is. It just about fits in the frame. So we're going to have to take normal pictures of it and then post it for you guys, because right now it's top-down view, and that's probably the best we're going to get for the setup. I hate to mess with it once I've got something working. Sorry, the fruit fly was coming at my face. Jesus. Alright, so as you can see, I've got a square and a circle and square lined up, or lined out. That is because I borrow our butterfly. The house is going to sit about here, and then our Christmas tree is going to sit about here. So I've got a styrofoam cone for the Christmas tree, and we're going to wrap the tree in felt, and then we'll needle felt our fluff to the outside of it, because I was gonna skip wrapping it. However, the stuff that this is made out of, it's worse than fucking glitter. And I found that out when I opened the base, and all these little particles of craft foam just went everywhere. It was in my clothes. It was in my desk. I'm sure there's still bits of it on the desk somewhere. So that's why I wrapped the whole damn thing in felt. And I did the edges. I was trying to record this part, but I couldn't get it in the camera and see what I was doing at the same time. The bottom is not felted though, or fluffed, needle felted. We do have felt pieces on the bottom though that's picking up every last little bit of cat hair and everything, so that's a little annoying. I probably should have picked a different color for the bottom, but probably would have shown no matter what. Black probably would have been worse. And I needle felted the seams of the felt together, so that's what these lines are. I had wrapped this edge, wrapped that edge, and then I had a gap in the middle, so I had to cut a piece of felt to fit the middle, and then I wrapped these edges along the sides, the long sides, in strips of felt as well. And now that we've got the edges all fluffed, I'm starting to work on the inside area. So I've got this section here. I'm not going to fluff this part because that's where we're going to attach the tree and the house. So those sections, that's why I traced them out, blocked them, so I know not to waste the fluff in there. And I've got some pen smudges on the felt, so yay. But I'm trying to cover those with other colors. We'll see. But yeah, so we've got this all done. I'm down into here, and I've started working down. Let's see if I can get it in frame. It's a little bit of a big guy here, so I'm working in here now. This is why I was worried I wasn't gonna have enough white wool, but this is not going too bad. I'm trying to keep it so that it's going in the same direction so we don't have too much weirdness, but you know, as we go on, this will start to fluff out and it won't be quite so like weird. And I might try to add some polyfill as well to the top. I don't know yet. We'll see how that works out. Sorry, 1 second. Bear with me. Alright, I think. Okay. So, that's where we're at with the base. We're not quite done yet. Now, we need to plot out the size of our house pieces, and I have a whole bunch of these squares, which is why I was like, well, we'll use this as our template, right? So we're gonna need a bottom, and I'm gonna take one of the squares that I have, and it's going to get set in the bottom of the house, hopefully, just to give it a little bit more stability. I don't know if that's gonna work though, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna take some page in the sketchbook here, and this is gonna get ripped out just so I can cut it for a template, but I'm gonna trace out this, because this is pretty much the basic size that our bottom's gonna be, right? That's gonna fit that space that we already cut out. So now we have to figure out the sides. So I'm thinking the sides are gonna be probably 2 more of these for the less tall sides. So we're probably gonna need 3 of these. And then this guy I think we're gonna have to put on a different page. And we're gonna have to turn him, so let me... It always hurts ripping a page out of the sketchbook for me. Alright, so, this guy, right? So if we use him as our base for the two tall walls, so I just want to do another trace around this guy. Alright, so if we do that, right, and we need to figure out our roof line here. So there's got to be something that's going to support the roof. I mean, that's gonna be a little high, so let's see here. Alright, let's see if we can do that with the ruler, just to get that a little bit more lined up here, so it doesn't look too terrible. And yeah, I'm doing this in pen, so should I be? Probably not, but it's a template, so it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, so if we kind of go off of this guy, whoop! What the hell was that? Something just bounced, and I don't know what the fuck it was. What the hell was that? I don't see anything on me. That was crazy. Maybe there was something stuck to my pen. Or the ruler. Sorry, guys. I'm a pansy when it comes to potentially bugs being around me, so that was weird as shit. I don't know what the fuck that was. At least I hadn't drawn yet. Although it's a template, so it wasn't gonna matter that much. Alright, so yeah, so this would have to be a little bit taller than the sides, right? So that'll work there. And then we have to figure out the size of our roof. But I'm thinking the roof will probably be close to this size, so we have a bottom piece, the two less tall sides, and then let's cut this out, because I don't want to get too far ahead thinking that it's going to be this size when that might not work. Because then we can look at the one size, right? On one side and try to figure out how wide we want our roof piece to be. Now, I think the trickiest part of this is probably going to come from attaching the roof, to be perfectly honest. We might end up hot gluing the roof in place. So we'll see. that goes. Alright, so there's the one template. I'm gonna hold on to that because I might need more of that. Alright, so there's template 1. Oh, it always hurts my heart doing this. Okay, so it just feels so wrong. Let's come in here and I don't know why it feels wrong. It just does. Probably because I was taught never rip out pages in your sketchbook, even if you think they're terrible. Can't remember who told me that. But I mean, what if you're using the pages from your sketchbook to make something? Like, alright, now I know our measurements aren't going to be 100% exact, especially by the time we start getting everything felted and what have you, so it might in the end look like something from Whoville, but you know, it will be interesting to see what its final shape will be. Alright, so there's really not much left on that piece of paper that I can do with for this. Tuck that in there. Okay, so this is our long side, and this is our short side. So we've got, so this is kind of, I know it's hard to see, but so we'll kind of have this wall here and that wall there. So in theory it would be this, but I want to give it a little bit more of a loom around it. So let me see that other piece that we already cut. So like width-wise, I want to like, or yeah, like height-wise, that's fine, and length-wise, I mean, we can have a little bit of an eave going there. That should be okay. But I didn't give myself enough room there. Okay. Nah. Alright, let's come back over here. Over onto this side. Let's try that again. So this is crooked as shit. Not like it matters though, because we're cutting it out. So these two measurements are fine. Now here's the thing. Let me grab my ruler here. If I can make it fit. Not enough room. Okay. So alright, so these are 5-inch squares. These guys are our main piece that we're going after. So question is, how far off it do we want to be? That's the real question here. So if we just kind of, I'm just extending this line just so we can kind of get a feel for it. So if this guy is here, and that'll be like right up to the edge of the roof, or at the edge of the house piece. I'm kind of thinking maybe we have about that much overhang. So, I mean, if it's too long, we can shorten it. But let's see here what this is gonna look like. So, let's see if we can sort of get this straight. Or at least that's the idea. Again, like I said, in the end, after we've needle felted it, that's at an angle, I think. Oh, it's not too bad. It probably will end up looking like something from Whoville, with it being slightly misshapen. But, you know, kind of half the fun of Christmas projects is you can definitely tell they're handmade. Alright, let's see about getting this guy cut out here. I probably could have used the paper trimmer, at least for the straight edges for this part. I'm worried about my cutting it out of the felt and how jagged that's going to be. But we're not going to be cutting it out of the felt for a while. We will be cutting it out of the felt, but I want to felt it before we cut it. Kind of deal there. So let's just get this guy trimmed up. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 of these. That's why we held on to that paper, just in case we could do something with that, so we didn't have to waste another page. Alright, so we're gonna need 2 of these. And I can't draw a straight line to save my life. And so this is going to be side and base. Alright, so we're gonna have this guy here. Alright, so he's gonna sit. Let me see if we can. So he's gonna kind of sit on there. Right. And then we're gonna have a little bit of an eave overhang, and maybe we can do some icicles kind of thing. And then, you know, this is gonna be our side. I'm not gonna tape this together so you guys can get a better idea, because I need to I still need to trace this out on our felt, but yeah, and then this will be our roof that kind of sits like that and comes down. We might shorten this a little bit, because if that's there, I mean, no, I think we'll keep that same length. Okay. So that's going to be our template for those. So let me get this out of the way. And we're gonna need some felt. And I grabbed some, let's see, where is it? Who is black and who's brown? I think you are the brown felt. Oh, but then, oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, I grabbed, what color felt was this? This was cocoa brown from Kuhn & Felt's, made with EcoFi, a PET fiber made with up to 100% recycled purified plastic bottles. Huh. That's interesting. Maybe that's why it's shape held, or its size. This is a 9x12. You can still see some of the sparkles from styrofoam that got on it. Alright, so let me get rid of that. Okay, now I picked up a chalk crown, or a chalk marker, from Dollar Tree. So we'll see how this goes. Want to make sure that we've got a little bit of wiggle room around our sides. So yeah, we're a little off there, but that's okay. I'm gonna make sure we have enough around the edges, like we would like we're supposed to have on our Bob Ross stuff. So I know it's the end of September, but I'm sure you're probably thinking, why in the holy fuck are you starting something Christmas? We're only going to be working on this 2 days a week, and I also have at least 2 other Christmas presents that I need to make, and I wanted to try to do some Christmas tree ornaments as well. So all of that's going to take time. So we're pausing our Bob Ross stuff at the moment for that, and I need to try to figure out how we're going to approach the next 2 in the tutorial series, because I'm really at a loss. I was originally thinking, yeah, no problem, and now that I'm going back and looking at it, I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? Because I don't know if I can pull the next 2 off. So we might like use the composition and go with different colors. I have to see, but I need to sketch it out first and look at what colors I have compared to what colors he used and all that stuff. Alright, so we've got, yeah, we can fit both of these on here. So yeah, this is just a chalk marker from Dollar Tree. It was, you know, $1.25 because they had to raise their prices. But, well, I guess, you know, they chose to raise their prices. I don't think they were all that thrilled about doing it, but and I'm planning on just filling in on the inside, but this lets me mark the outside. I'm sure you could probably do the same with like a chalk pastel pencil or just a pastel piece, but this keeps my hands relatively clean, and I shouldn't lose the outline until we're ready to lose it. So it is wet removable. I haven't tried to remove it off of this yet though. Alright, and to get more of it, you just kind of twist it up. I'm not sure how much mileage we're going to get out of them, but we'll see. Alright, let me get this out of the way. Okay, I don't want the T-square. I don't need the T-square any longer today. So, it's going to be the front and the back. So there's that template. I'm not going to throw that template away yet because, you know, sometimes screw-ups happen. I did take that a little close there, but we're going to be doing the inside, so we still have a little bit of a buffer. But like I said, I'm not going to detach these pieces until we're done working on them. So there's that. And do I need to get him?
No, but I'll get him in a minute.
Alright, so I was going to say, it's probably been about 2.5 hours since he last went out. Alright, so let me get that piece, that sticker off of there. Alright. And that over there. Now, we need to measure out our side pieces. So I think we're only going to get 2 of these on here because that's not enough room to get that on there. But that's okay because we can use the dead space on this for our gingerbread people that we're gonna put in around outside. So that's okay. No fretting. Just have to remember not to toss that. Okay, so let's see here. This should be enough room. So we work our way around here. Now I'm still undecided as to whether or not we're gonna add lights to the Christmas tree. I'm sure that's something that you could do. I was having trouble finding multicolored ones that I was willing to pay for. Dollar Tree, the last time we were there, maybe, well, I don't know, sometime last week, I had to pick up something else. They were just starting to get their Christmas stuff out. I'm so used to, like, you've got to get it early, you've got to get it earlier, shit's gonna be gone from working at AC Moore, that I figured places would have their stuff out already. Yeah, so we can do a gingerbread person here, a gingerbread person here. Got a piece of fuzz stuck to my finger. Very distracting. Very, very distracting. Alright. So I'm trying not to move this guy around too much. And since I'm outlining the outer edge of our template, we should be able to just go up to the inside line and still be fine. But you know, we'll see. This is my first time attempting to do this. So we'll see if the idea ends up translating into the physical realm. Like I'm hoping it will. Because, you know, sometimes the visualization doesn't quite get there in the end. And it's like, oh, I thought that was going to be something else entirely. Alright, so there's 2 of those. Now we're going to need side, side, and a bottom. So we're going to need 1 more of this piece. So let's go ahead and we'll grab that. And we'll put that aside. And then we'll trace this one. Okay, now my question is, alright, so roof is going to be its own sheet. Alright, so then we'll be able to get a few gingerbread people, or maybe I can get a couple of small gingerbread flamingos for the lawn. Figured out. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do those in 3D or not, but I don't want to waste all of this. Maybe we can use this for like a small something else that will end up needle felting, because yeah, I don't want to. That would be a shame to waste all of that. Oh, the outside cat's here. And giving us grief for his food bowl being empty, it sounds like. Alright, so this is that 3rd side. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe we can save this for a small something or other. We'll see. Maybe we can use that to like needle felt thank you gift for the Etsy shop. Maybe I can do something with that. We'll see. At the very least, when you guys purchase something from the store, I try to put a handmade thank you for your purchase note at the very least in there. Alright, so there's those 3 pieces. Like I said, we're gonna do something with this dead space over here. Alright, and now we have to get our roof. Okay, I have 1 more of those left, so I mean the color doesn't matter that much because we're going to be covering it with a different color fluff. So I picked up a whole multitude of blacks and grays and white and this weird ass purple color that was on clearance. And alright, so we'll save that template just in case something goes wrong. And now, let's see, so if we get you there, alright, so I think we can get these two pieces onto here. Oh, you know what, we need to do chimney too, I wanted to do, so we'll use that dead space from the other piece on that. So I'm gonna need to try to figure out the size of our chimney piece to get that measured out. I'd forgotten that I wanted to do that. And like I said, some pieces will probably get hot glue attached to each other just to make life a bit easier. Well, the idea was that we were going to get two on here. I think we can. Oh boy, we'll see. I might need to twist a little bit of this up here for the next one. I don't know how much mileage we're gonna get out of these chalk sticks, but you know, we'll see. That's gonna be a little bit tight there, but hopefully that'll be alright. So we are tracing this twice instead of just cutting it out and then using the cutout as the other template, because, like I said, I don't want to cut these until... What was that?
That was, I think, Little sleeping.
Peebut's...
She's suddenly twitching in her sleep.
Peebut's like staring at her like, what the hell?
Little bits.
I've never seen a cat make noises in their sleep before like this one. Like, never, never, never. Like, Momo does it all the time, but he's a dog, and I'm more used to dogs doing it. I'm not used to cats doing it. It's kind of weird to me. Alright, let me twist that back down. Okay, so we've got our two roof pieces. We've got our bottom and our two short sides, and then we have the two tall sides. So let me see here if we have enough room on our scrap pieces to come up with a chimney. I mean, hang on, let me see our roof template here. So, you know, you don't want it to be bigger than the roof template, that would be weird. Like, that's a little bit thick for the roof, so maybe we can do something with this. Like, that wouldn't be too bad, right? So we'd need I mean, do we need a chimney? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to angle some of this, right? So if we... Sorry, I'm trying to think in real time and it doesn't always work. So if we... Like, that's way too long, number one. So, if we go... Not even that's probably a little long. We go like this for the one side, right? Because the one side would be a little bit longer. So then this side, we've got two, everything okay?
Yeah, your mother's sending me out to get her food.
Okay. Do I need to go stir that?
No. I reduced the heat when it started to simmer.
Oh, I didn't think that one would, boil over since the...
I mean, it's not likely, but I just reduced it slightly to minimize trouble. Where the hell is all my shirts?
Did you not wash any? Did you throw them on your desk? Oh, you just cleaned your desk.
Yeah, these are all my clothing from them.
I'm wondering if you left them in the bedroom and they didn't actually get washed.
Oh, maybe. You know what? There's one up here. Okay, that would probably explain it. Oh, wait, this is the collar. Whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna need one. Alright, so we're gonna need 3 of these because the one we can use twice. So, let go, flamingo. Where is she sending you to?
Oh, I'm just going to sell it for her. Did you want a drink?
Yeah, sure. Alright, so. Alright, we're gonna cut these out because I need to visualize this. Because I know the one side is gonna need to be angled. Well, 2 sides really. But I need to see it, I guess. If that makes sense. To get the angle right. Since it's gonna be 3-dimensional. So let's go ahead and we'll trim that. So one side is going to be longer than the other, and one side's going to be shorter than the other, right, to fit the roof pitch. You know, so like here's the roof, right, and then, you know, like, I mean, so it's gonna be, have that going on for it. So let's get these pieces trimmed out. And if we get these templates sorted, then we can start to do our needle felting. So I need a piece of tape here. Oh, well, I don't want to, yeah, no, don't. So these are gonna fit together like this. Then, let me see, so this is our roof, right? And we need to, no, do we want to diagonally cut this? Like, how steep of a diagonal do we want this to be? I guess is the question. So if we do that, right? So then we've got the long side that's going to come down the roof, right? And then we've got our angle. So if this is our roof, we have to use our imagination here. So, oh, that didn't work. 'Cause now it's sideways. Shit. So why am I having trouble with this? Are we not? I think we came too steep. Is probably what that is. So, oh, because I cut it at the wrong thing. So, I mean, we could have just used this, right? So, let me grab a different one here. So if this was our cut before, so if we do something like that, so we didn't want to be on the corner. That's where I fucked up. Okay, so now it's still not, it's still gonna be a little bit off. On paper it works, but we might have to do a little bit of trimming once we see it in person. So we've got these two pieces here. Like in practice it should be working, but we'll see. So this piece will get doubled, right? And then we need this piece to be probably about to there. So let me flip you over. And in theory, we'll trim that there. So, like I said, this is all in theory at this point, so we'll see how it goes. So these are short side, side, and long side. I mean, we'll see. All right, let me get all this stuff out. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. We may have to kind of smush it to make it fit. And you know, the wonders of hot glue. We'll see how it goes. I feel like it should. Like looking at that. let's see. I'm making a lovely mess here. Alright, so let me... Oh, that's gonna slide everywhere. Okay. So let me put that in our little trash bin. So then we'll come back to this piece that had all the dead space on it. And we'll get our chimney pieces kind of marked in here. Alright, so again, I'm just outlining the template that we made, and we're going to go up to the inside edge. That should give us enough room where we're going to cut off this outer edge here, so we need one of those. We need one of these. I mean, these aren't 100% straight. Because when do I ever get anything cut straight, even with a ruler? That just doesn't happen. So we'll do that. Alright, so there's our short side, our long side, and then our angled side. And like I said, this is probably going to look like something out of Whoville, so I mean, we can just lean into it and be like, yeah, okay. Getting chalk all over my fingers. Alright, so there's that piece, and then we need to flip it to get it to be in the other angle. For the... Wait, do we need... No. We do need two facing the same way. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking I had to flip it. Because my brain flips everything, so... I was like, no, it can't be facing the same way. No, we do need it to face the same way, because it's the sides of the same facing piece. Okay. Alright. So hopefully those will be somewhat relatively fitting together. Alright, so I'm gonna hold on to our template stuff here, because, you know, in case we fuck up, we have it. Alright, now, I wasn't sure if we were gonna needle felt the bottom piece, because we're not gonna see it, because it's gonna be attached to the base. So that piece I might just glue the square into, just to kind of stabilize it, I suppose. So let's get our tall sides here. Alright, so these guys I'm gonna set to the side. And I need to get my mats and my finger protectors. Sorry, my allergies are terrible. The ragweed is everywhere in our yard. It's unrelenting right now. My eyes are trying to be all watery and shit. Alright, let me see if I can get this out of here. Okay. So we'll get our mat. Oh, this mat's seen better days. I'm wondering if I should start to needle felt on the other side of it now, but then it might be bulgy on both sides. That's alright. I don't think it matters all that much for this. Okay. So where's our edges? Let me get our things here. Well, that stands out pretty good on the camera there, the chalk. When I was originally testing the chalk, I had it on a piece of yellow. So, I mean, you could barely see it because it was yellow. Oof. Alright. There we go. So this piece we didn't use yet, so I'm going to tuck that one back in my drawer. Now, I was torn about what color I wanted to go for the outside of the house, but I think we're going to end up going with this camel color. So it's really the best. Oh, thank you. Oh, got a big one. Really the best color option I had, because there wasn't a better color option in a price point I was willing to pay for the yarn that was available. There was another color in the Big Twist that I think was called Maple Sugar that I really would have preferred, because it was kind of in between the camel and the chocolate, like our dark like Van Dyke brown that we've been using, but they were out of it. So, I mean, you know, what can you do? And I really didn't want to order one color of yarn. So I was like, well, you know, let's just go with what we have then. So I did fluff a little bit extra of this. Well, speaking of, I did get the yarn prep video up. I've done some fussing around on the YouTube page. If you've been there, you've noticed I've added a new playlist called Nisey Felts, or Nisey Needle Felts, and we're going to keep the needle felting projects on that, and I might move the tissue paper art to its own playlist as well, just so that you guys can find this stuff a little bit easier, is what I'm thinking. So I haven't made up my mind about that yet, though. Alright, so we're gonna come into here. Now this is getting our base color down. Along our edge here, just to kind of get the inside framed out for the right size. I really don't have much pressure on this finger that's on this finger. It's just kind of keeping it from bunching up so that we can see. And this is a dark, very dark brown that we're doing this on top of. Could have done it on any color, really. Color really wasn't that important for this one. I wrapped the base in the white felt because we were doing like white snow. So I figured if there was any splits in the fluff, it would just be white felt showing through, so it wouldn't be as as terrible as if we had like neon yellow showing through. So, no yellow snow, please. No yellow snow. Alright, and we'll be decorating the outside of the house as well, as best as we can. So, we've got that also. And I was thinking, well, that's also what I was thinking. I thought maybe we could do a couple, like lollipop sticks in the yard. I have some more of these kitchen skewers that we're not really using for anything, so we could paint those white as for like lollipop sticks. And we could needle felt the lollipop part of it, the candy part. Alright, so go ahead and we'll start getting this in. Now we kind of have to build this way. Now I'm doing it this way just because of materials. I really didn't want to make a 3D solid needle felted house because of the size. That would have been a huge amount of roving as a core, and that would have gotten like super heavy. So I wanted to do it this way, you know, kind of reminiscent of the like 3D, like the gingerbread house cookie kits, you know. That you see like all over the place come Christmas time. That's what we're gonna try to do. Or at least that's the idea. Now that we've got our templates kind of all put into place here. And we're gonna start to actually build, well, not build as in walls go up, but I guess make our walls would probably be a more accurate description here. So how much is going through? Okay, so a little bit's going through, that's fine. I wasn't sure, since that said it was made from recycled water bottles. I was like, oh, are we actually gonna be able to use this? Because it's not like felt, but it's alright. Alright, let me get that in there. I just want to fill in our gap here. Just to try to make sure that's all well and good. I mean, we'll see how this works out. I mean, I didn't know that they were using that they were recycling plastic bottles into this. I mean, that's kind of cool. That might explain like the little extra sparkly spots where the light's kind of catching it. But that's pretty awesome. We'll see how it does with its needle feltability through it. Alright, so I kind of want to get our house lined out, or at least outlined with our fluff here. Now I am using the yarn at the moment. I didn't really look at the roving colors for the sides of the house because I didn't think I was going to have enough. Because it's going to take a fair bit, and probably one of those packs will probably be like one side of the house, and I didn't think there was enough of any one color really to be doing that. So let me get this next little bit put into a snake here. So we went under the makers and crafting category today, crafters or whatever, because I felt like this was more of maybe a craft project than anything. Kind of felt more crafty than like straight up art project, since we're not actually trying to paint anything today. We are crafting this together, so felt like that was probably a more appropriate category. Don't know how much quote-unquote candy we're going to decorate the house with, but we'll see what we can come up with. But I also didn't show the working on the base live because it was a little irritating to my ears because we are poking into the styrofoam and I hadn't gotten it fully wrapped yet. So it was especially loud. Now that I've got the felt wrapped around it, it's absorbing a little bit of the sound. It's still a little bit loud though. Husband said it's not really bothering him. But when I first started, I had like cotton in my ears because it was just so irritating. But then again, I'm also kind of sound sensitive, so. Like, I'm probably one of the few people that just can't do the majority, thank you, loud vehicle, of those ASMR videos where people are whispering in them, but they're whispering so quietly, it sounds like they're just making licking noises with their face, and I'm just like, oh god, make it stop. So, like, you know, I have trouble with some, like palette knives on canvas and, you know, painting and that kind of thing I'm okay with, but, the deliberately whispered voice that it just sounds like they're going like that with their like face. I'm like, please stop, that's gross. Like, no, because then, you know, they're saying something and I'm like trying to listen to what the fuck they're saying and I can't hear them, and then it just gets irritating and I'm just like, yeah, okay, so this is not for me, obviously. I am not one of the people that enjoy ASMR. I know there are. Maybe I just haven't found my right ASMR yet. That could be. But when I've, like, a lot of it just, it makes my ears itch and it just irritates me. So I don't know, like, what it's supposed to feel like when you enjoy it. Like, I don't know what sensation it is that it's supposed to spark that people get so excited for. I don't. Alright, so we're just working on the outline here. So there's sections of this that don't look like they're fully in, and I don't know if that's me not getting it fully in. Sorry, my eye's watering. I don't know if that's me fully getting it in, or if it's this type of fabric that we are felting into. I mean, we've got a little bit coming through. It doesn't look that abnormal compared to the other stuff, so I don't know. Alright. So again, I'm just like doing little snaky shapes just to get our outline in. This will also be a good test to see how long our chalk stays. It's supposed to be there unless you like wet towel or use some kind of water to remove it, because it said it would wet erase. It still feels a little wet to me. So I don't know when it dries if it's going to rub off or what. I've not used these chalk markers. It says wait. Wet. Wow, words. It says wet, erasable, mess, and dust free. So I guess, you know, it does keep you from having all the chalk dust, because I know that irritates some people, like that have upper respiratory issues like asthma and stuff. Oh god, I was always one of the weird kids that loved cleaning chalkboard duty, where we would have to fill a bucket with water, and we had like, they were like these metal pails basically, in school, and then we'd have to go to the bathroom if there wasn't a sink in our classroom and fill the bucket and then come back in. And then, you know, some kids would be on eraser clapper duty outside, where they would clap the erasers together or bang them on the bricks on the outside of like one of the entrance doors, you know, before they had to lock all of the doors and the kids weren't allowed outside for anything. And we would do that. And you know, we'd have these like special big ass thick sponges that we would soak in the water and then wring out and then drag them up and down the boards, cleaning the chalkboards. Oh, that was so much fun. Although I don't know if classrooms still have chalkboards now, or is it all dry erase now? I don't know. Well, that's probably changed since I was last in school. Alright, so let's gently pull that out. This does seem to be pulling up a little bit easier, but then again, maybe I'm just being a little more gentle with it this time through. Entirely possible. Alright, so we'll grab a bit of this. And we'll start to snake this out. That one doesn't want to be a part of this. That's okay. That's okay. And I know I'm not gonna have the shape down 100% yet, but we can at least start to get that worked in. I did break my second needle. I can't remember if I told you guys that. I was actually working on, this is a new needle. Well, not brand new today, but it is a new needle. I was working on wrapping the felt on the styrofoam, and all of a sudden I heard a snap, and I looked at my needle, and it was like snapped off like right about here, and the barb section was just sticking out of the styrofoam, and I was like, oh, okay. So that happened. Fascinating. Is this not pulling the edges in as much? Like, I saw it trying to pull in a little bit, right? But it doesn't seem as much. Now, this does have a slightly different texture than the other felt that we've been using. It's not as it's coarser, shall we say. Interesting. Now, the white that I used to wrap the base, that had a slightly different texture to it. And I don't know if it was made from the same stuff, to be perfectly honest. I didn't notice. I should look. Because now... Okay, so yeah, there it's starting to pull in. But yeah, I'm curious. I didn't even think to look at the label because I was just like, oh, it's felt. Yeah. Derp-a-der. Okay. Let's gently pull that up. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, that's a lot of the base fiber in there, the dark stuff. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna turn you sideways here, just for a little bit. And I'm gonna kind of at least try to twist you a little bit closer to something that's going to behave. Alright, so when I get right up down in there against our chalk line, as we start to come in here and fill this in. So this is gonna kind of start off feeling like putting the background in when we were doing our Bob Ross stuff, or when we do our Bob Ross stuff. So I mean, you gotta have that base color put in. So that's what we're working on here. And this might take a couple of passes to get it the right shade. So we're going to do one pass just to get our base coloring down, right? Kind of like on the last one that we did, where we did the one main pass, and then we came back and we had it a little bit thicker, just to make sure we didn't have any splits or breaks or anything along those lines. Where the base color was poking through too much, more than we wanted it to be. So again, that's partially why we are starting early here. So as you can see right there, we are sort of pulling away from the edge of our chalk line. So I'm just gonna come back in and refill that right now while I'm looking at it. We'll probably have to do another full pass across the whole thing, at least in spots. But I wanted to get that right now. While we were staring it in the face. Okay. So I'm gonna come back over here to the edge a bit. And start to get this filled in. Alright. So this layer will probably look a little bit messy as we work on getting everything sorted out here. I'm gonna pull this up gently. As gently as we can get it to let go. Alright, so yeah, I mean, we've got a fair bit coming through. But this is going to be on the inside, so we're really not going to see that once we get going and get all of the walls put together and stuff, so. Alright, I'm just kind of doing this just to get it a little bit more manageable for me. And we'll probably have it a bit more, you know, kind of chaotic as we get the rest of the fluff in here, so it's not quite so like straight line across. I'll probably do the other layer going this way instead of up and down. And then that'll just kind of help merge everything together. I do, once we get everything done on the inside of this, and you know, we put our decorations on it and all that, before we go to cut it, I do want to do our icing lines around the outside, because that will help hide our thread that we're gonna have when we come back in to put everything together, because we're gonna sew the walls together. At least that's the plan. I've got white embroidery thread, and we're probably not really gonna see the white embroidery thread, and that's fine. That is more than fine. And I did test the one size needle that I had to see if it would go through all of the fluff, and it did on a different piece. So I was like, okay. Like, well, that's good. Alright. So I'm glad that we have this buffer around. That will make things easier in the long run, as we get everything worked out and put together and all. Alright. We'll just work on getting that all good and put into place as best as we can. That's why I kind of want to do another pass on this across the other way. We've got plenty of this color, so I don't think we'll be in too much danger of running out, but I do want to make sure that this is well covered to get that bottom base color as hidden as we can, because we're going to be doing, you know, like quote unquote icing line work and stuff. So just want to make sure that we are not going to have too many splits and breaks and stuff. And you could even take it further than we're taking it, because if you really, really wanted to go like the whole diorama way and elaborate. Oh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, allergies. Apologies. Like if you wanted to go the whole diorama route, you could like cut out windows in the sides and like do a whole little scene inside as well, and like get some little tiny Christmas lights, or you know, do like the actual show the fireplace inside and that sort of thing if you wanted to go that way. And you could probably put some little fairy lights inside to turn on, depending on how skilled you are with all of that, to give the house a glow on the inside, since it's going to be technically empty on the inside. I might put a little bit of polyfill just to help stabilize it. Don't know if I'm really going to need to do that though. I'll have a better idea once we get the walls all attached to each other. So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't made up my mind yet. Alright, so we'll get that worked in there. And if you're new here, the typing is the husband in the background. That's gonna happen, so sorry, it's gonna happen. It's just the way it is. And we also live on a busy street, so there will be traffic noise, since this house is not soundproof, and neither is the room that we are doing this in. And in fact, we're like, I don't know, between 10 and 20 feet from, I'd say within 20 feet of the edge of the road. So we're like right up on there, and it's the main road that goes through our town. So it does get a fair bit of traffic this time of day. So again, we're just doing our base coloring on the house walls. So far we've gotten our templates measured out. We cut the templates and then we traced them onto here. I don't know if we can I don't know, I'll have to talk to the husband and see if maybe we can make a downloadable PDF of the size of the template that we can put on the YouTube channel.
Sorry. Downloadable what?
Can you make like a downloadable PDF of the pattern I used? Is that possible?
Maybe.
Okay. We'll see. I'll let you guys know about that. We might be able to make something digitally that you guys can use. We'll see. But for now, this is what we're doing. So I think we need to, it's been a minute since we've pulled up here. I'm trying not to pull from the same side too much so we don't have that fiasco like we did with the other thing. With the last piece that we made, where it was terribly stretched out. But we've got ourselves a little bit of a buffer on the edges, so we have room to play cleanup if we need to. But you know, part of the whole, I guess, charm of the handmade crafts is that they don't look 100% even. They might be a little off. It kind of, you know, lets you know or gives you that handmade feel. Where everything isn't quite so 100% precise. Again, this is just our first pass on this. We're trying to stay inside our outline so that we are sort of the same size in the end with all of the pieces. And we'll see how things go when it comes time to put everybody together. So we're going to have 4 walls and a base. So this is one of the walls and that's the other one. These are the tall sides that I'm working on right now. And I'm probably going to put the door on one of these sides, like the door in. So I mean, yeah, even if you wanted to go the diorama route as well, instead of doing like window cut-ins and like doing a piece of acetate over the window and gluing that into place, you could like omit a wall if you really wanted to. So that way you can like look in, or do like a 3/4 view, and then you could, you know, do a whole scene inside the house as well. Not quite going that route. I don't think I have enough time open to do that. That would involve a bit of off-stream work, I think, on that for me. So I don't quite have that much time free right now. But I mean, if you do, that's completely an option. So I mean, it is going to be a little bit of a slow start because we have to, you know, establish backgrounds and our base coloring and all of that. So I mean, we're not gonna have a house up and ready to go today. That's not gonna happen. In fact, I am fairly certain we will still be working on this panel tomorrow. But we'll be able to jump right in tomorrow instead of, you know, fussing with the templates and stuff. So we'll be able to jump right in with our felting. And that will be good. That will save us some time. So I wanted to get everything traced out now, just in case I do lose a piece of the template, but I mean, this way everything's drawn out. We have an idea of where we're going with this, what we're doing. And all that jazz. So yeah, I think this will be an interesting idea at the very least. I'm sure people have done better with like clay and stuff, but since this is our first time attempting something quite like this, I don't know, just got this idea in my head, and I just wanted to go ahead and try to see if we can make it happen. So we will see what we can come up with. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and gently peel that section up. So I mean, this is doing okay. There's a little bit of wrinkle going in there from where we're pulling the fiber pieces in. That's fine. And yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a hot mess as we start to get our base in. I know that there's gonna be gaps and stuff, but that's what the second pass is for, is to come back and take care of those. So I mean, this is a bit of a process, and I go a little bit slow, so sorry. But I do like to take my time as much as I can. And we'll get something put together. Will it be, you know, a masterpiece? That remains to be seen. Probably not. It'll definitely be interesting. That I'm fairly certain. So, you know, we'll see how things go. So it is Sunday, so I hope you guys have a good weekend. At least it's Sunday for me. I hope your work week's somewhat gentle. It isn't too terribly obnoxious. So I do have a gap that we've kind of just missed there the way things lined up. So let me grab some fluff here. Let's get that filled in there. Again, this is going to be a rough pass before we do our final fill in the gappy pass. But that was a pretty big gap, so I just wanted to get that dealt with right this second. Before that went any further. So yeah, it'll be a little bit thin. You're gonna see the dark of our base kind of shining through. That's fine at this stage. Kind of to be expected. So not a huge deal. Alright, I don't know if we're gonna finish the full pass on this one today, though. I do have a bunch of other stuff that needs my attention tonight. Or at least it might not be a huge amount of stuff, but it's time consuming. What I'm gonna need to go take a look at. Alright, so let's see here. So yeah, it is a little bunchy, but that's about normal for the other felt. So this stuff made from the recycled stuff, you know, this seems pretty cool. I mean, it's working. You can needle felt through a range of items. It just depends on, you know, how tight the weave is, and if the weave's super tight, then you're probably gonna need a smaller gauge needle. So if you're having trouble getting your needle to go through, then try going down a size if possible. Alright, I'm gonna pull that up gently. There we go. So the back side's a little not scary, but you know, it is a mess. It's gonna be. It's the way it goes. Yeah, so Alright, interesting. This will also give me an idea of how much buffer I need around stuff to see how much I want to say shrinkage, but not really shrinkage is gonna happen as I work with this stuff, because I have some embroidery hoops now that I wanted to use as a way of doing, I guess you would say like a display frame, and I wasn't quite sure how much the sides would pull in, so I didn't know what size hoop I could really get away with on this size felt. I ended up going with the 5-inch hoops for now. So, I mean, we'll see. How that works out. Alright, so I think we're gonna pause here for today. Again, sorry for the late start. We'll try to start a little bit earlier tomorrow. Emphasis on the word try. I'm sorry I started later today. That's just the way it goes some days. But don't give up on a stream unless you see that I've actually canceled it on Twitter, so make sure you're following there. Some days the way things work out, I'm running late. And I still plan on streaming unless I say on Twitter that, yeah, we're gonna have to go and cancel. So yeah. Like Timberborn, for an example, yesterday I kept trying to get there, and stuff just kept going on, and I didn't get there till late last night, so. But we did get there. Although, I don't normally stream on Saturday, so. That stream hadn't been set in stone, but we were starting to look at the new things there. The fact that they can have injured now is definitely new, so trying to figure out how to get a bridge over to be able to mine at some point, but that'll happen when it happens. But yeah, so I mean, I think we did pretty good in the 2 hours that we've worked on it. We got our templates worked out, we got everything traced out, and we're starting to fill in. Again, this is the base pass on this color. Tomorrow we'll finish filling in, and hopefully we'll start going across to cover any of the gaps where the base color is coming through. And then we'll be able to, you know, do our decorations and stuff, but we have to make sure that we've got a good coating of this lighter brown on here. And then, you know, we'll rinse and repeat, and we'll do the next same over here, and then with the other ones. The base piece we probably won't felt though, because you're not going to see it. It's going to be stuck to the bottom of our square, of our display board, so I really don't see the point in bothering with that. So friends, that's gonna do it for today, and I will see you tomorrow where we're gonna pick up on this. So I hope your work week is as good as it can be, and until tomorrow, have a good one.